Well, I'm almost done with my drill press table, and I'm kind of glad because I'm getting tired of fooling with it. But you can see it's turned out pretty cool. I've got this fence right here that I'll be able to move back and forth and adjust. And with this Kreg top track, I'll be able to use a production stop on it for those repetitive functions that I do. So I'm real pleased with how this thing's turned out. The last thing that I'm going to do, and this is just a little point of detail to pretty this thing up, I had some old scrap 1x2s, so they're 1.5 inches wide. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to edge band all the way around this thing with these pine 1x2s. I was thinking now it'd be pretty cool if I had a piece of oak. I could stain it dark and have a lot of different contrast in the colors, but I don't have any. So I'm going to use this pine. I'm going to edge band it all the way around. What I'll do is I'll glue it on there and then hit it with a finish nail. Now in the back now I'm going to have to notch out that edge band so that that bolt can gain access to the track. And I wish I'd have thought about this when I had the dado blade set up on the table saw, but I didn't. So I guess I'll just set it back up, or I may just use a router table and bust a notch in there. And while I have the router table out, I'm going to put a 1/4 inch round over all the way around this just to kind of knock that hard edge off and just give it a little classy look to it. So let's go ahead and cut those pieces out, cut the miters, and get this thing finished. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together. I'm going to lay some wood glue to it. I'm about out of wood glue. I'm just going to kind of just get it a little bit in place there so I can work with it. I kind of hate doing mitered corners because so much can go wrong on them. I ain't clamping these down real tight, I just want to hold them in place so I can get everything good and lined up the way I want them. Get up there. Well, that looks good. So now is the time of commitment. We'll go ahead and run an 18 gauge in it. Put a little glue right there where the miters go together too. kind of clamp it in place a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and commit to it right there. Well, so I went ahead and mounted my drill press table on my drill press, and I am tickled to death with how this thing turned out, not only because it looks kind of cool and classy, but because it's functional. And it performed just the way that I wanted it to and needed it to. I actually ran some parts on it a minute ago, and it worked really good. Now when I mounted this thing, of course, you know, there's track underneath this table, this track right here. Took a 1/4 inch bolt, about 2 inches long, and it runs in that track. And then the table sits down, the bolt goes through the corresponding slat on the metal drill press table, set it down, came underneath with a washer and a knob, squared it up, tightened it up, good to go. The only other thing that I did was I had these little plastic shims, about 3 inches long, made out of that real hard ABS. And I don't remember what they came with. I think they came with something to do with my router table, but I don't really remember. I never used them and I had them laying around. Well, anyway, what I did was I put that shim between this table and the metal table on the drill press. And the reason I did that is I wanted to raise this table up off that metal, because this thing's going to be mounted as is most all the time. And I didn't want this wood laying on that metal, because this wood will draw moisture, and I'm afraid that it'll rust my metal drill press table. I don't know. I'm not saying that it'll happen. I just really don't know, but I'm just afraid that it would. So this table is raised up maybe a 1/4 inch off the metal table. Now you could use a piece of track you had left over to do it with, or cut you a couple of strips of acrylic or some washers or whatever, or maybe you just want to set it down on your metal table. I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just telling you what I did. It's real strong, it's not going to move and go anywhere, and I will feel better about it. Now the fence works just the way that I wanted it to, so you know I can move it wherever and get it situated. Then the production stop, I can set it however. This is a good example of a piece that I drill over and over and over again when I make these stair jigs. So I was able to kind of lay it up in here and, you know, get it situated underneath the bit, get the fence drawn up, tighten the fence down, move my stop over, and then I just came in here, laid it in, cranked one, took it out, put another one in, cranked it. And I ran 40 of these things and it drilled them perfect every time. So this is exactly what I was wanting out of my drill press table. I'll put some information in the description box of this video, and maybe a link where you can click and go over to the website and read a little bit more about this drill press table. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something, and more importantly, I hope you got some of your own ideas. As always, if you like my videos, remember, give me a thumbs up, leave me some comments, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. I want to be able, holes in the back of this, now on the backboard of it, God, I'm itching to death, these bugs, about out of glue, come on. From underneath, for to lay my bolt shims, and maybe, as always, hey, I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you like